Comfortability and complacency have got to be some of like the biggest drive killers that I can think of. If you sat down with yourself from 5 years ago, one of two things would happen. Option one is you'd sit down across from yourself and past you would be telling everything you should have done. Why were you doing this? Why weren't you doing that instead? Or option two, you'd be proud of how far you've come, but that drive that got you there just isn't there anymore, or it's not quite the same. Either way, past you is going to be saying something to present you. And that second version, that version that's proud of yourself, but that drive to just like really get after it just seems to have gone for some reason. And that second one is the one that messes with me the most. Having experienced it myself, like understandably, it's like a nice problem to have because it means that things aren't going badly, right? But that's the weird thing. That drive goes because something went right. But the craziest part is none of this is a mystery to us, right? We all know what we should be doing or what we could be doing, or we have this idea in our mind of like our potential, right? Because there's that whole thing where if your life was a movie and you're sat in the audience watching in real time, what would you be screaming at the screen for that character to do? And we already know it. Everyone has an answer for themselves, no hesitation. You don't even have to think about it for the most part. And that's it. If the answer comes that fast, it was never a knowledge problem. It's just not knowing what to do or not knowing what's next. And even just think about this in terms of people you know. You've probably known someone in your lifetime that's been in a relationship that, yes, isn't inherently bad. It's not like super abusive or anything, but you just know it's not for them and it's not great for them. And you just continue to sit there watching them in this relationship thinking, why are you still doing this to yourself? And when the conversation comes around, you'd know exactly what to tell them. You'd have been wanting to say it this whole time. So if it's this obvious from the outside, right, why does it seem to disappear when it's us, when it's ourselves in the moment, in the situation? Why does it disappear the second you're the one living it? And it's because this is a problem that occurs not when things are going badly. It's when things are going fine. You might be having a great time. You might be doing whatever makes you happy. You know, you're not necessarily struggling for money or struggling to get by. But yet there's things that you want that you can't quite like just justify or easily afford. It might not even be a money thing. There's always something that people want, right? Like the grass is always greener. There's always something that people want or can work towards or would like in an ideal world. And this is the whole illusion of like people that have got it together are actually like the ones that have stopped moving the most. There's nothing forcing them into a decision, forcing them to move forward, forcing them to move towards their next goal. Maybe the goal that they already had, they've reached. And now that they've reached it, they don't know what their next goal is. When you're comfortable, your life isn't asking you to change anything, which is exactly the problem. Any kind of growth requires initially the ask, the question, do I want this? Is this what I want? Could I be doing this better? Could I have this? Could I achieve this? Like, you never just decide to stop pushing. There's never a single moment. It's more like the pushing just quietly stops getting renewed and rewarded, and then that cycle just continues until you're at a complete flat line. And that's exactly the dangerous part. It's not the bad moments, it's the fine ones. There's an old idea that explains exactly why this happens. Drop a frog in boiling water and it jumps out immediately. That frog does everything it can to get itself out of that situation. Put that same frog in water that's just gradually heated and it won't move at all. It will just sit there. And that's what comfort is. A little bit bad slowly is more dangerous than a lot of bad all at once. Because that little bit of bad that just creeps in, keeps on creeping in, never triggers that alarm that will actually make you move. An actual crisis is a lot easier to deal with than this in a weird way, because a crisis forces your hand. You have one option, and that's to deal with it. If something's fine or something's bearable, the easy option is to just bear it. And that's what makes the fine or pretty good so sneaky. You can be in it for years and just describe it as fine or pretty good the entire time. And what's changed, realistically? Be honest with yourself. All right, we get it. My life's pretty good. I'm in a comfortable position, but yeah, I do want more. How do I get that same level of drive back that I had to get to where I am today? Ask yourself that movie question. What would you be screaming at yourself to do if you were watching your life unfold on a screen in front of you? Once you know that, stop waiting for things to get out of hand and force your hand into doing what you could have been doing this whole time. Your life can still be pretty good and fine alongside going after what you want, having that drive and just getting after it. In the next 5 years, you're now the past self. You'd much rather be the person that sits at that table and is proud of how far the person sat across from you has come because they just didn't wait for things to get so bad that it forced their hand. And the way to just get the ball rolling is just pick one thing you've been putting off just because it's uncomfortable, not because it's bad, and then just continue to check in with yourself. Comfort thrives because you never check in with yourself. Even just a monthly or annual check-in with yourself to say, am I still moving or am I just getting by? Having that moment just completely breaks that cycle of complacency. Even just being 2 videos into back to making videos after like a whole year trying to figure out and plan and putting off what I was going to do next. Just having that goal with not even a roadmap of how to get there, but just something that I want and something that I can take some active steps towards getting there has already brought me so much happiness, even though there's no results. There's nothing that's come from me posting that video the other day, and there probably won't be anything from coming from this video, the next 5 videos I post, maybe the next 100 videos that I post. But just having that goal in mind and just checking in with myself, what am I doing now? What am I doing now? Has just brought so much drive back to me that I don't think I ever want to give it up. But yeah, if there's something you want and you're just living comfortably and you're just getting by and you're kind of ignoring it and pushing it to the back of your mind, set that goal, make it an active choice. Nothing changes if nothing changes. It's not the pursuit of happiness, it's the happiness in the pursuit.